Hey, welcome back to the channel, Brainiacs. Today's episode is short and sweet. We'll be playing a game against the Scandinavian Defense versus the new and improved Scilibot. The approximate ELO rating for the CPU is 3000 ELO when the difficulty setting is set to max. So naturally, I stand no real chance of winning, all things being equal. However, I've been working closely with the Modern Chess team to get the CPU brains up to par, so I'm consistently fascinated by what the CPU is capable of. If you like this type of content, then please be sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up to help support this channel. I'm playing versus Scilibot on its max strength simply because it's a lot of fun. The attacks that Scilibot dishes out is jaw-dropping. Today's episode might be the shortest game I'll ever upload, but we'll see about that. Click subscribe to follow along. As mentioned in the title and introduction, we're playing a modern variation of the Scandinavian Defense. It's a modern variation due to the additional tank and jet chessmen deployed on the board. If this is your first time seeing the modern chess variant, the quickest explanation is that the tank is a fusion of the rook and knight, and the jet is a fusion of the bishop and knight. So with that, it's game time. Let's roll. After e takes d5, the traditional follow-up is knight to c3, but a common book line, which is actually my preferred, is knight to f3. After e5 and bishop to c4, we feel like we're making logical moves in regards to development. Attack the center as we do in the opening, and apply pressure to the weakest pawn, the pawn on f7. We are badgering our opponent's powerful queen-like pieces in the center of the board, no differently than we would in many variations of the Scandinavian. If you're going to play versus the CPU on max difficulty, then I urge you to play conservatively. Oftentimes, we'll find that seemingly free material on the chessboard is actually bait. Bait for getting punished. Case in point is this lovely blunder of mine. I take the bait on e5. Wrongfully, I'm thinking in my head that I have a decent attack on the vulnerable f7 pawn, and as a cheeky bonus, I'm winning the undefended pawn on e5. Versus your ordinary player, this might be the case, but versus a powerful CPU, we find that king defense is far more important than winning a pawn. Tank captures on g2 is more than equalizing. Watch and learn. While in check, I play king to f1, and this is where things get crazy. Tank captures f2 is the ultimate sacrifice of the match. Keeping in mind that the tank is worth about as much as a queen, this is a lot like a queen sacrifice, which we love to see. This sets up an attack only masterful players can see. Not just an attack, it's a ridiculous sacrifice. Of course I capture this tank on f2. Pow! A left hook from Mike Tyson. Queen to d4. An ordinary human, tend to protect my major pieces. I don't sacrifice them or gambit them away. A powerful chess engine, on the other hand, has no desires to count on material points. Rather, a very powerful player such as the CPU will seek to achieve checkmate by any means necessary, including big material sacrifices. Queen to d4, check, reveals the devastation I had in store. This is more than equalizing. If I move to e1 or e2, then the CPU captures my knight, and I'm once again in check. If I move to f1, then the CPU captures my bishop, and I'm once again in check. The squares along the dark diagonal are off limits, so what can I do? After g2, avoiding the queen, it's game over. Jet to h4 is forced mate. There's literally nothing I can do. As per usual, I'm blown away by the CPU's ability to play the position. It's always looking for checkmate, and its material is just a means to that end. With only one legal move available, this is forced mate. Queen to f2 is the kiss of death, and that's all she wrote, folks. It's okay if you make fun of me. I'm not here to pretend that I'm Magnus Carlsen. I'm really proud of what the team has built. Today's match is a celebration of the new brains behind the CPU found at modernchess.net. For a couple of years, we couldn't figure out how to make a super powerful chess engine, but now we did, and it's a real joy for me to witness the soul-crushing moves this engine is capable of. We've come a long way. Today's episode is not meant to be any kind of tutorial. Rather, I'm showcasing the brute strength of the new CPU. We're still debugging this machine, but as you can see, it's not too shabby. It's always looking to win in as few moves as possible. In order to mount a proper defense, as I'll cover in future episodes, we must play conservatively. King defense is really the key to playing effectively versus the CPU. If you care to learn more or simply like this type of content, then please be sure to hit subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. If you create an account, you can add me to your friends list and we can play against each other sometime online. Just be sure to let me know in the comments which is your time zone. Since this is a global sport, our time zones might require some coordination. Create an account and click on the Friends tab, then click Add Friend by Username. Type in HODLPawns, all one word, then I'll be on the lookout. I'm happy to be your online chess buddy. I'm happy to cover any specific openings you'd like to watch, so just let me know in the comments what openings you want me to play. I'll work hard to make it fun, and on that note, I've got a bunch of work to do. A ton of cool stuff is in the pipeline coming your way. We're just getting started here on the HODLPawns channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out for today. I'll see you next time. Until then, HODLPawns, over and out.